All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord live every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And man, welcome back to the show, Phil, the Jamaican Tank. Clayhar, man, how are you?
Good, man. Glad to be
Good.
here as usual.
It's awesome, awesome. And we do have a special guest. We'll wait to announce, see if they can make it on time here. But we do have another guest joining us. What we're going to do, me and Phil is my regular guest, right? He's a part of the show from the beginning, doing these live shows, and he's always going to be here with me. And we're going to, rotate through other guests that come on the show, get different perspectives, different opinions on things. But Phil is the man, and he's going to be here with me every Monday. So look forward to that. But we got lots to talk about. Okay, lots going on, and I don't want to keep talking about this particular topic, but I want to discuss what Bob Cicherillo said. I know everyone's like, "I'll get over the Bob stuff," but he keeps talking about you. He keeps talking about me, and now he's talking about Lonnie Teper. And I'm actually disgusted with Bob for even trying to do this with Lonnie Teper, the OG, the best MC in bodybuilding in our sport, Lonnie Teper, to, I don't know, like kind of compare what he did with Nick Walker in the comments he made with Nick Walker with regards to what Lonnie said over 2 decades ago about Jay Cutler, and that, he's just a big blocky white guy. Jokingly said that to Jay. Okay. And Jay and Lonnie are like good friends, best of friends, right? Jay Cutler goes to all of Lonnie Teper's events. He's guest posed at Lonnie Teper's events. They're friends. This isn't like Bob and Nick. They're not friends. Let's be real. Bob and Nick Walker are not friends. So for Bob to make this snarky comment about Lonnie Teper in like a grade 6 kind of voice, like a little kid, like it's just disgusting that this guy represents the Mr. Olympia as the MC and calls himself the voice of bodybuilding. And now he's disrespecting the OG of MCs in our sport, Lonnie Teper. So I'm just going to quickly give people a little context as to what Bob did, and then we'll finish it up there. But out of Lonnie's defense, I have to kind of talk about this because it was so disrespectful what Bob did. So let me just show this to you guys. Then we'll move on from there. We'll get into the business of bodybuilding. Yeah, that's good. We'll leave that there. All right, so let's let this. Hopefully, you guys hear this. Let me know if you hear this, Phil.
All right, but he says, "Oh, well, Lonnie Teper never did that. Lonnie Teper never did it. He was the best, and he just did this and he did that. How would you feel?" And that whole thing, except for one problem, Ron, and you'll remember this, being the historian that you are. It was the famous Lonnie Teper comment that Jay Cutler, when he turned pro, was just quotes, and I quote, "Another blocky white guy who will never do anything as a pro," unquote.
At just 23 years old.
When he won the Nationals in 1996, I said, "Jay, congratulations, enjoy it. You're a blocky white guy. You're not going to do that well in the pro ranks." He says, "I know, I'm a blocky white guy."
Jay came to professional bodybuilding.
So this is okay. So that's what Lonnie Teper said. Okay. And you can see Lonnie's up there on stage with Jay Cutler joking about the comment that he made. And Lonnie Teper even went as far as to even write like a little bit of a apology letter, open letter to Jay Cutler in the magazines about this, and say, hey, I was just joking around with you, and you ended up placing 8th at the Mr. Olympia like I predicted, things like that. And it's just Bob to try and compare to what he did with Nick Walker by saying, "Oh, I'll announce you in 8th place at the Olympia, Nick Walker. You would never turn pro in my era, Nick Walker." That's not what Lonnie was doing. Okay, you can't compare the two things. And then another thing too, we saw Abbas's post this weekend about Bob Cicherillo. We saw that, and he was making reference to someone in particular. I'm going to share that person with you. Okay. This lady. Okay. This lady right here. Isabella. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this woman and why she's reaching out to Abbas on behalf of Bob Cicherillo, but I find it extremely odd. I also find it extremely odd her hand placement on Steve Weinberg's chest right there. I don't know what's going on, guys, but we're not going to go to that one. But like first off, who is this? Do you know anything about this lady? Like, why is she reaching out to Abbas and bringing up 20-year-old articles about what Lonnie Teper said about Jay Cutler? Like, first off, do you know any? Is there any relation between her and Bob, or like why she speaks on behalf of Bob?
Honestly, I think at one point they were fooling around. Honestly, I mean, she's at every show with Bob.
Okay.
So I mean, dude, it can't be any clearer. Abbas nailed everything on the head. It's like it don't even make sense for me to even make a comment.
Yeah.
Abbas nailed it with perfection, skill, everything. Like he just nailed it. And he said what he believes she is. And I just think what he said she is. I mean, she's at every show with Bob. She probably rolls on his coattails and gets in these shows for free with free tickets and not have to pay for anything. But I mean, last year she was, when the Bob thing was going on with me, she was on social media heavy. So I think they were heavily involved. I don't know if there still are. I think that he actually sent her to Abbas's to contact Abbas. She's like his road dog. Like whatever he tells her to go find out whatever information, even though she did not find out the information correctly from what Abbas said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't have any respect for her anymore. I think that with the dealings with Bob, I think her standards are pretty low. But at the end of the day, about Lonnie Teper, listen, come on, Lonnie, we all know that was a joke. I mean, you could obviously hear him. He's standing next to freaking Jay. Let me see Bob stand next to Nick Walker and say what he says to his face. And let's see how that goes down. But Bob is not doing anything jokingly. I mean, he thinks he's saying everything he says he believes is fact. You know what I mean? But no, you can't. I think what it is, listen, like I told you last time, he needs relevancy. He has to talk about either me as well as Sean Ray has to talk about me. Clearly, we should feel privileged because he's watching the show. So he loves to talk negative about your show, but yet he's watching, and then he wants to make his little video after he watches what's going on with us and whoever you have on to make his little snide comment. So it is what it is, man. He wants to stay relevant. He is not. He's just a MC where he needs to stay in his place, and that's it.
Yeah, I agreed with that. And for people, you know what, because this is going to be like the final kind of nail in the coffin. I think everyone should see this video that Abbas did. It's maybe a couple of minutes long. We'll let it play, and then that's it with this shit with Bob. And if Bob wants to chime in and continue this conversation, hey, we can go toe to toe, Bob. Right? You want to continue to mention me on your show? Then we can go toe to toe. If this is what you want. You want to play this game? We're going to play this game. And go as long as you want.
He could come on. He's more than welcome to come on the show.
Come on the show,
debate
Bob.
it as well. I mean, if he wants to, we'll keep it professional.
We'll keep it professional.
There comes a point in life, especially if you're in any kind of position of influence, where you got to ask yourself, have I actually evolved as a person? Because when you build a reputation on arrogance and can't take responsibility and refuse to acknowledge the truth, even when it's right in front of you, you haven't evolved. You've just gotten older. And that brings me to Bob. Oh, Bob Cicherillo. I know everybody's sick and tired of talking about this guy, but he brings a lot of things onto himself, maybe to keep himself relevant. But he's doing the wrong thing. For years, Bob has been allowed to sit behind a microphone and talk down to competitors like he's above them. Never apologizing, never reflecting, never owning anything. And now, instead of responding like a professional when something is brought to his attention, he does what narcissists do. He cherry picks part of the story, plays the victim, laughs it off, and pretends the rest doesn't exist. Now, if you don't have the courage to face the truth, you shouldn't be holding a mic in the first place. And Bob, if you're struggling to grasp the concept of self-accountability, maybe open ChatGPT or Google and ask it to explain how growth works, because clearly no one has taught you. Now let's talk about Isabella Terrell.
Yes.
Little old Isabel. You reached out to me privately in my DMs, asking me questions like you generally wanted to hear both sides, but not genuinely. You said, I have to tell you if Bob did or said something about me. First off, maybe let me teach you some manners. Engage properly if you want to ask a question, not tell somebody what they have to do, okay? Despite that, I gave you everything very clear, very complete, and all you could do was find an article written by Lonnie decades ago talking about Jay. But you didn't do your full due diligence. Instead of engaging or acknowledging anything I said to you, you ran off to Bob and only told part of what I said. That's not journalism. That's not professionalism. That's high school behavior.
Yeah.
And you played the role of a little tattletale trying to impress the upperclassmen. You call yourself a professional in this industry, but you're running around like a backstage groupie, all right? And everybody sees it. Whispering half-truths and pretending it's due diligence. Now, let's not ignore the ridiculous reach you made. Digging through ancient history just to find something Lonnie Teper once said decades ago. And still failing to mention that he publicly apologized to Jay in an open letter article on his column that he had in Iron Man magazine. You failed to mention that. And since then, has remained close friends with Jay ever since. Jay went to all his West Coast classics and guest posed for him. And Lonnie, let me not let you forget, never made that comment while he was emceeing nor close to the time where Jay was going to be on stage. Most importantly, he had the humility to own it. That's called growth.
That's it.
That's called integrity. And while we're being transparent, yes, everybody, I inserted myself into this conversation. But the second my name started getting twisted and only partial truths were being shared about me, let me tell you something, you activated the wrong person. I'm not here to defend myself out of insecurity. I'm here because I represent the ones who are too afraid to speak up, and because I have love for the sport for decades, and I'm not scared of any backlash. I've already been through worse. I've grown. I made mistakes in my life. I've owned them, and I've learned from every single one of them. That's what being an adult looks like. That's what growth looks like. But when you're still stuck in childlike mindset, where gossip holds more value than truth, ego and arrogance is prioritized over integrity, you expose yourself. And speaking of exposure, this isn't just theory. I've seen Bob firsthand standing at a show with Bill Comstock, joking at the expense of competitors, saying, let me mark my words, we're going to have a good time tonight. Now just imagine being an athlete who's trained for months only to find out the guy who's announcing the moment you're going to be on stage is laughing behind your back before the show even starts.
That's Bob for you.
That's not leadership. That's not respect. That's what happens when people stay small-minded and surround themselves with others too afraid to call it out.
Okay. So that's I think it kind of goes a little bit longer than that, but you know,
Yeah.
this is YouTube, so we can't go forever here. And that was just more so I wanted people to see what Bob Cicherillo is really about. Okay. And have the record out there. And so hopefully we don't hear any more from Bob Cicherillo, and he just shuts his mouth, his big fat mouth, shuts it up. Doesn't have to discuss me or you on his show anymore. His failing show, which barely gets any views and is struggling. I don't even know why he still has a channel, because no one really watches it. But we're gonna bring in a special guest as we transition into the rest of the show. We got special guest Kamal Argani, man, 212 Mr. Olympia, Masters Mr. Olympia. Man, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much. How are you guys? How are you doing?
Good,
Good.
good, good. Glad to have you, Kamal. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome,
How's
awesome.
everything going?
Well, it's good. And again, I mean, thanks for joining. We were just getting wrapped up with talking about Mr. Bob Cicherillo and some of the comments he's been making about Lonnie Teper and stuff like that. But you know, this is the first time I've had you on the show, Kamal, and I would like, if you open to discuss it, just quickly your kind of thoughts on, because we have you here, the Masters Olympia with Phil Clayhar, and kind of your thoughts on that. I know you already discussed it on another show, but just for the people that are watching here, like, what was your thoughts on like who you think should have won, and the judging and the flip flop from third to first, things like that? Like, what's your assessment of that show? Just real quick. We don't go too long into it.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Phil, and I mean, before as well. He sent me some picture, and I've seen. I mean, things are clear, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how does it happen. I know some people, they comment, they said, "Oh yeah, this has happened to me. I was 8 at first, and I got this first at the show, blah blah blah, whatever." But every show just is different. But the way we saw with Phil, I think disregard forever like the winner, but I think he's clear winner. I don't know how does it happen. How does it this? I'm sure. I know he said they said he fell apart, which is, I couldn't see that. We don't see that. As a lot of people they comment, they didn't see that. But like, this is what they want. It's simple. This is what they want. I mean, and then you get whatever Bob and these people, they talk about it. But I mean, even Bob, I mean, long time ago I had a story with him. He said the athletes like rep or whatever, and supposed to help. I mean, man, I mean, I don't see the only thing that he is. It's helping them, and he says what they want to,
Yeah.
whatever he says. I mean, I don't want to go to that road because I mean, I've been around long time with this,
Yeah.
with the federation, with the old federation. I know all the politics. I know all what's going on, and I know so much in what's going on. We don't want to go there. At the end of the day, all what I say, this is their federation. They do what they want with it. It's our sport. So if we don't fit in their federation, we have to find somewhere else to go.
Yeah. Well said. And like you said, it's like Bob says he was the athletes rep. It was more so like he was representing the league versus the athletes.
No, I mean, he said once, he said limit, but I had some issues before with the IFBB, like the elite, a long time ago. And then when I turned, he said, I help you. He doesn't even know about my situation. There's so many people said, oh, we helped him out. We helped him. Nobody helped me. No one has helped me. The only one that we did, I contacted Jim Mannion about my situation. And these guys, they said, okay, they needed to split with the other federation. So I gave them so many information. I gave them a lot of help. And I did the first NBC International in Tunisia, the first Olympia International Amateur in Tunisia. I was the promoter. And then I pulled my hands out because I didn't like the way it's been gone. I've got them, my guy from China, the one he's actually doing now, the most shows in China. They had a contract. They screwed him up. He's supposed to be the only one in China. And you know what they've told him after a while? China's too big for you. So they involved some other people with the money. I don't like this shit. I don't like people like when I help you and then you start getting bigger and bigger, you forget all about the help. And I remember my guy, the one he's doing, actually still doing the shows, they were begging to call. He was ignoring them. This guy, he's very wealthy. He's well known in Asia, and I said, yeah, if you look, I can get this guy for you. I said, do you know him? I said, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. So I spoke to him. Me and Jimani, he came to the state. We went. I mean, they couldn't believe that I brought this guy for them. I said, this guy, I've told him we need to go. I've done him a favor before. He's a very good friend of mine. And he told me, Kamal, yes, we'll go. And he booked his ticket. He said, okay, we're going that. So tell him that's the date we are coming. And then me and him, we went to Pittsburgh. They were shocked. They see that guy there. They did all the deal. He's done all the Asian shows for them. And then they screwed him up. They said, China's too big for you. I mean, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
We know what's happening. I don't care. At the end of the day, that's their federation. They do what they want. They own it.
Yep.
They do what they want. So, yes, but we have the right to speak because it's our sport as well. When we see something wrong, it doesn't mean that against them because it's our sport. We care about it and we want everything to go the right way. But they don't like that way. They need to do what they want. And
Yeah.
good luck to them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened at the Masters. I mean, that's been about a month ago, but we won't forget what happened. And someone going from third to first like that in a couple hours doesn't really make sense. And even you have the former Masters and Mr. Olympia champion here, Kamal, saying what he saw clearly. Phil won. It is what it is. They did what they needed to do to screw with Phil, and I'm standing by that. It's clear as day. People could nothing against Dorian. Dorian he's the champ. He won. Nothing against him as a man, as a competitor. It's the judges that put him in that position with the backlash that's been happening, and they're to blame, not him. So let's just make that clear.
Yeah, and to be honest, even with the show, before the show happens, they was telling me, Kamal, are you going to do it? Are you doing it? They speaking to me. I said, listen, if you want to improve with the prize money, it's fine. We can do it. If you want to, said, it's definitely, there is a lot of things going to be changed. A lot of things going to happen. This show is going to be very well taken care of. It's going to be sponsored. It's going to be, and they've told me you're going to regret it if you don't do it. And then they rang me and I said, listen, that's what I've heard. Is the prize money is going to change? Nothing is going to change. Everything is going to be the same. You're not paying for our expense. They said, no. I said, okay. I'm not doing it. I said, I'm not doing it. So, and then you see, if you want to hold up a show to do Mr. Olympia Masters, if you don't want to value us for who we are, just pick it up, just cancel the show, because it's not fair. It is not fair at all. What's going on about this show? We are like nothing, and then you get all these social media, whatever supposed to be with the IFBB talking about us. The only thing what I'm gonna say, be in our age and look like what we look today, because I could go tomorrow or this Olympia, whatever, I could prep to do Olympia 212, and I will still guarantee 100% if it's going to be judged fairly, I will still make the top 5 if I'm not making top 3. I still do. I still look good. We still holding on. So you guys, you should get you should be rewarding us for what we're doing. It's not like, especially for the youngsters, you see them like they do 5-10 years and they disappear. Why? So tell them what we do, how carefully we doing it. They don't care, man. They don't care.
Did they compensate you anything, Phil, like they do for the Mr. Olympia, like per diem or the hotels, the compensation?
No, it was nothing, and that's why it burned a lot. Like I said, for that situation to go down, because we're already competing for nothing. I mean, 20 grand really isn't much of anything, right? But still, I went back there, because me and Kamal and Max Charles did the show in Romania. It was only right that I came back. And then for that to happen, and then hearing everybody saying, oh, who cares about the Masters? These guys are old guys that's ripped, and just discredit us as bodybuilders. It's like, who wants to really do that show anymore when they're looking down on the Master Olympia and they're not trying to raise any prize money and do anything to benefit us at all? They're just benefiting themselves.
Phil, it's not just even that. I mean, wherever it's being said, I was waiting for Mr. Jake Wood, because he's the owner of the Olympia. It's nothing to do with like the NBC or whatever, because he's the owner of the Olympia.
Yeah.
When he hears all that talking shit about the Masters Olympia, about the Olympia show, he should stop them. He say, hey, you should shut up. You're not allowed to talk about this athlete because they are Olympia athletes. You take it or leave it. And you don't say, nobody says nothing. Why? And they are supposed to be working for you guys as for the pro league or for the whatever. Just whatever they saying. But when we say something, oh man, we are the bad people.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bob can get away with saying whatever the fuck he wants to say. And when the athletes speak out, they get in trouble. So a good point, Kamal, by saying, where is Jake Wood in this? When Bob, just not even with the Masters, but even with just the open competitors that are competing at the Mr. Olympia, he's talking shit about these guys and he continues to get away with it. No repercussions, nothing. Why does Sean Ray get reprimanded by Jake Wood when Sean Ray was speaking out and he was doing the live commentary at the Mr. Olympia, and he basically got fired from that position because people didn't like.
I'm gonna tell you why. You know why Sean Ray got that? Because of what he said about Sean Roden.
Yeah.
That's really why, because that did not go over well with everybody in the world. How he really tarnished Sean Roden with talking about drugs and all this stuff. I think that's the main reason why he did that. But at the end of the day, Kamal's right. He is the owner of the Olympia. And regardless, he could just say, listen, guys, enough's enough. Respect these pros. Everybody should be respected, and we should not be talking negative. But like Kamal said as well, everybody's silent. Nobody's saying anything. So that's justifying Bob to continue to talk the way he does.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, Bob is a loose cannon, and Jake's just going to continue to allow him to do what he wants to do. And even Dan Solomon, right? Dan could chime in and say something, but silence is an answer, in my opinion. If you don't say something, then you're complicit with, you're okay with it. So we can see what Jake and Dan's answer is right there, unless they want to change that. Keep Bob around, I guess. But anyways, enough with the Bob stuff. That, like I said, this is the last time, guys, I want to talk about this guy on the show. And even if he does mention me or Phil on the show again, to kind of be done. I'm done with it. We got the Mr. Olympia coming up. So let's talk about the Europa Pro. And we'll do a quick recap. This is great to have Kamal on here. We can get his experience, expert opinion on what happened at this show too. So let me just share my screen here for you guys. All right, let's go here. And we can take a look at Urs and Quinton. All right. So first off, let's go to Kamal, guest here. So let's get your opinion on this. Did you have Urs beating Quinton in the show? Do you agree with the outcome of the show first?
I think yes, because the way that Urs looks, he's definitely a lot sharper. He's got the V taper. He's got I think he's more round, and this is what they looking for. I think the judges. Quinton as well. I mean, he's a very, very, very good. The problem with him is a little bit taller. I think he still needs more dense roundness in his physique. If he fills up a little bit, and he's going to be very, very hard to beat. So, I mean, as you see, Urs from the back as well. I mean, I don't like his back double biceps. I don't like his back last spread because he should improve a lot of that. It's okay as an open show, but for the Olympia, I don't think he's gonna make top 10.
Okay. So you're saying that you don't think Urs is going to make top 10 at the Olympia. I'm kind of hyping up Urs a lot, saying he's going to be top 10, maybe top 6. Go ahead.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, if you name the guys there,
Yeah,
It's gonna be difficult, man. I mean, the top five, we know the top five from last year, and then you got like Nick Walker, and then you got, I think, is he gonna beat William Bonac? Is he gonna beat Brandon Curry? Is he gonna be?
no.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. They want him in the show. He's in the show. His name, he's good. He's gonna sell some tickets, and then we saw today he's in the banner of the Olympia poster for selling
There you
tickets.
go.
So, so man, again, business. I mean, come on, we know what's going on. Everybody knows. I mean, we're not stupid. We've been in this game more than 35 years, and we know exactly what it's all about. He's a great guy. He's a great face. He fits very well. He's definitely is going to bring a lot of attention for the Olympia. We're talking about him right now.
Exactly.
And he is good, and he's doing well. He travels a lot. He actually is a good ambassador, I think, for bodybuilding.
What do you think is going on with Quinton? Like did 4 shows this year. He just hasn't been second place 3 times, third place once in I think Texas. What do you think is going on? As from your, like, you coach people, you see Quinton's physique. What is going on? Is it the training? Is it the diet? Is it, he's been doing it just as long as Urs has been doing it. So
yeah, like what I said, I think Quinton, as you see the different, the flow, the roundness with the muscle and you could see the different already. You can see in these 2 pictures. You see the chest, how it's full. Even Urs's arms, they not big, but they look round and full. So he's got weak arms, but that's what's missing, Quinton. I think he needs to get more dense in his physique, roundness, fullness. He's good condition. He's got a very good waist. But the thing is, he's tall as well. So I think he still needs more dense.
Density, hardness to the muscle.
Yeah, hardness, definitely. He needs that grainy look, which is Urs got. I mean, as we see, everybody's still like the Urs, which is a small mini Dorian Yates physique, which is, yes, he even looks a little bit, but still this kind of type of muscle, it's hard to beat.
Yeah. Phil, what's your assessment of this show, and do you agree with the outcome here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The only thing that I don't like, and I have to say it because I saw Edward in the show, and I just didn't like. If we look at all the other shows previously, they always have the top 5 or even the top 4, right? I think this show should have had the top 3, if anything. Yes, Hurst would have won the show regardless. I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. I do believe in prejudging, though. Hurst was a little softer. He wasn't as hard as he came back in finals, even though it was like probably not even an hour later. That's what I noticed in prejudging. And I thought that the scorecards could have been a little bit bit closer in prejudging. Finals, Hurst came back. It was just lights out. Yeah. But this Edward guy, I'm sorry. This guy, I firmly believe, because I look at Bonac, I know Bonac, and his waist is smaller than Bonac's. No disrespect to Bonac. This guy was peeled to the bone. I saw and this was just a pay-per-view. So we know in person it had to have been even more crazier. I got to give him his props. I had him possibly. Listen, I love Quinton. He has a taller structure and a very beautiful structure. But if you want to go with conditioning, sharp conditioning, muscle density, and roundness, subtract because Quinton's tall, he has much more shape. This guy would have been battling for second, in my opinion. But I do believe Hurst, yes, everything Kamal said is 100% spot on. Quinton definitely got to put on a more dense muscle. He's taller than me. I'm 6 foot. Quinton's got to be 6'2". He has to put on a little bit of. I'm not saying he has to look like Samson Dauda, even though if you look at them, they're both Nigerians a little bit. He has to put on some of that dense muscle like Samson Dauda to be able to stand next to anyone and beat them. That's going to take time. I mean, he's young, and it depends on how serious he wants it. I know he has a new girlfriend and everything, so. A lot of things have to come into play. I think he also needs a coach. He's doing a great job by himself and also getting pointers from his friends. But listen, I'm always a guy that says if too many people's in your ear, you're never going to nail it. You get what I'm saying? So he needs a professional coach. I'm not going to call out no coach's name. I mean, he needs to use his wisdom and do his research and interview some of them and see what works for him. But yeah, Denser, Hurst, I think, same thing Kamal said. I think it's going to be too much for him in the Olympia, but he's a very well-spoken, good-looking guy. He does a lot. He travels a lot. I met him at the Olympia when I did it in 2023. Really, really nice guy. So, of course, they're going to push it. It makes sense, right? So, but he definitely has to be, this year, I don't know about the top 10 because the amount of muscle these guys have and around is going to be very hard to beat. Now, do I think it could be a sway somewhere where he may make the top 10 or possibly the top 12? The way they're pushing him, it could be a possibility.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't make a good point about him being on the poster already, and he's not even, he's not even in the top 10 at the Olympia, and he's already kind of on the poster. So they're really hyping up Urs, and I kind of think this is a bit of a marketing plea. They want someone like a C-Bum to represent Open now, right? And who better than now Urs, right? Marketable look, fresh, young, right? Comes in condition, great presentation on stage, posing, he's popular. It's the perfect storm of everything right there for the Olympia in the Open division, right? So maybe that's what's going on. But I think at the end of the day, his physique is doing the work. And, if he can crack that top 10, there's a potential. Because you've had Regan Grimes crack the top 10, right? So Regan's been 9th. So I can see Urs being like a 9th or 10th. Right.
Yeah, but you got to look at, I don't mean to cut you off. That show was not stacked. You know what I'm saying? I was in it. So that show wasn't really stacked with every single athlete. This year is going to be an epic show with the athletes in it.
Yes.
So we'll see if Regan could do it again. I don't think it's going to be possible. But not to water down the show, but I was there. It was very great athletes, but everybody that was supposed to be there wasn't there. Some people couldn't even get into the country. So we'll see. This year, we'll see. Regan's in it. We'll see if he could break it.
Yeah, I say with this physique, with Regan brings like 100%. Is Urs is gonna beat Regan? I don't think so. So if we go with because we're talking about physiques. As a complete physique, Regan's definitely is complete, but like Urs is it gonna be? So why? Which is if he brings 100% and he nail it this year, so it could be. But I've asked a few people at the gym as well. Some people that said, yeah, it could be 7th. I said, no, I don't think so. It's not straight away because to be honest. If he comes straight away from classic to the open bodybuilder, which is all the hype, the open bodybuilding, and then he comes and he beats the big guys, they're not gonna let that happen. They're not. It's simple. It's not the first year. It's gonna be maybe next year he come top 10. But I think if he makes top 10, that means he's very, very lucky this year. Come on, even if you make 11, 12, you the 12th at the best of the best. So he should be very happy for that. And I think he's happy to be at the Olympia this year. Really, what he did, it's a big, big thing for him. And he deserves it. So he worked hard. He brought that shape. So and he did the job.
Yeah. I think I'm frozen. I know I'm not really moving on my video. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
You froze, yeah.
As long as you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Kamal, that, how is he going to come into the Mr. Olympia and be in that top 10? But look what he's done. He's come into the Open and beat these guys that have been around for a while. So maybe.
Yeah, do you remember? I did the Open. Sean Clarida did the Open and beat the big guys. So, I'm sorry. I'm not really the big guys is fine. But the thing is, when you are tall, when you are big, whatever, it's always, we see they are very, very difficult to bring the condition. And that's the most problem with the big guys. So when you bring like a smaller guys next to them, and then his condition, whatever, it's going to probably look as big as they are, but a little bit shorter, maybe, whatever. That's what we did, because we did the Open class, and we actually beat the big guys. So
honestly, Kamal, you won Tampa. My opinion, I think
Yeah, I
that
remember
I
that.
don't think that was the best Kamal I've seen. And honestly, Akeem is a great bodybuilder, but he was off. He was off condition wise. So I'm just going to sit here and say it. I said it before, but I'll say it here on the channel. Kamal deserved to win that show. Yeah, that was the best Kamal I've ever seen. So, and I was literally standing there, so I saw it.
Thanks, man. But yeah, everybody saw that. Everybody's okay. But that's the thing is because we are two different divisions, 3-2-12 and the open class. So it's gonna be. They're not gonna let that happen. You know, they will probably let it happen as an pro show. But the Olympia is gonna be very, very difficult. The Olympia, okay, it's the open class. That's the business. Okay, everybody's like pushing, as we see, even the prize money. That's what they're pushing. So, and I've heard lately, they said, why is the other division? Why everybody doesn't go? Even Jay Cutler said, hey guys, forget about the other division, like what Urs, which is he actually made it clear. So yeah, get ready of the other classes and make it just one class, what used to be before, but it judge it the same way they used to judge it before. When is
Which,
all the the smaller guys, Labrada, you got like Makawi, you got Samir Benu, you got all these smaller guys, Frank Zane, whatever. I mean, all these guys, they used to be the big guys. So that in one way, it will save, actually stop pushing all these drugs and to be bigger, bigger,
Yeah.
bigger, bigger. No, we don't want to be bigger. We want to be looking good, healthier and healthier and healthier. So they pushing that. I mean, that's what they want. Again, we can't
it,
change it.
okay. Is Andrew Jack training with you in Kamal?
Yeah, he's actually in Tampa. He's been here for 3 weeks. He's not training with me, but
Oh,
I'm helping him. I'm helping
I didn't
him.
even know.
Yeah, I'm helping him. We're pushing him actually. I mean, come on, he knows how to train, but
Yeah.
we helping him. Me and Adam at the guy at the gym. So we pushing him. We making it to work harder, really, because it's not easy for him to do it himself. As you know, you mentioned you need Quinton, like he needs a coach. So definitely, I'm with you, Phil. You have to have a coach. I mean, I've always prepped myself at the amateur days myself, always. But when you turn a pro, you need that eye, exactly what to see, what's going to happen on stage. They know exactly what you're going to look like. Because if you want to do it yourself, is not right, especially to compete and you do the Olympia or whatever. So you definitely need coach to help you to do that. So I've had Chris Aceto, I mean, with me since I turned pro. I've been with him, and now Andrew, he's been actually coached by Chris Aceto. And Chris, he knows my training. He knows I train. I mean, we train together, Phil. So you know
Oh yeah, yeah,
how hard we train. So
yeah.
we push. We pushing Andrew. I think he's doing a great job. He's not doing. I mean, I know he's not a social media guy, but he's looking good. He's looking good.
Okay. I didn't know Andrew was already in the U.S.
Yeah, he's been here actually 4 weeks since he
Jesus.
came to. Yeah, since he came to. I think to Texas. He was here. He was here for long. I think more than 6 weeks, but it's been 4 weeks now since he came to Tampa. To
Okay.
my 40. So he contacted Chris and he said, yeah, tell him to come. And he came and we've been working with him. So, but yeah, he's doing great. He's doing it. He's pushing. It's a little bit hard for him, but yeah, he's doing well.
Okay. So yeah, that's it. I didn't realize he's there. That's pretty cool. So he is. I mean, that's another thing. People are really talking about Andrew Jacked that much going into this Mr. Olympia, and the fact that he's in Tampa this long, this hammering it down, kind of staying quiet. I think we're going to see something special from Andrew. I mean, come on, you could maybe speak to that. I don't know, but I feel like this is his. I don't know if it's his last opportunity to kind of prove himself that he can move above fifth at the Olympia. But I think he's got to do something because
Yeah, yeah, he's got the potential, man, to win the Olympia. To be honest, he's got all the potential. He just because he's always playing with genetic. He's genetic freak. He's a
yeah.
very very gifted, but genetic is just gonna give you to that level, which is fifth Olympia. So he needs to push hard, and this is exactly what we're doing. So I don't even invent like whatever. When he comes, I said, what do you want to do today? I asked him, what do you want to do today? He said, you want to do this, this, this. I said, okay, you chose the training. I'm going to do them in my way. We're going to make them harder, superset, drop set, straight set. So we pushing volume. We pushing a very hard number of reps as well, and with the good weight as well. So we don't load it when I feel like he's a little bit struggling. So we load the weight, or we don't do drop set. For example, we do 4 working set in every single exercise. So if I see him like he's a bit from the drop set, okay, 1 straight set, and then we go back and do it. But yeah, we hammering it. He's doing it. He's doing the hard work. But yeah, he's I think he wants it. Hopefully, if things goes well, I think you're gonna see a different Andrew this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And is he still with Psycho Lewis, or is he a new coach? Or
no,
do you know anything about Chris Aceto?
Yeah,
no, he's with Aceto,
I
but
think was training him at one point.
Yeah, training him last year. Yeah, was training him last year, but now he's here. He's in Tampa with us.
Okay, so he's no longer with Psycho Lewis.
And honestly, I think it's better. Like I said, I've trained with Kamal, and the level of intensity, and you got to look at it too. Like Kamal does everything safe. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and that's what I respect about it. I mean, they kicked my butt. I mean, we did a chest exercise, and he said, "Okay, we got to go over and do some push-ups." It's not push-ups. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good environment. MI40 is a great environment with a bunch of bodybuilders. They respect your space. So, you know, with Kamal doing his thing and you know, helping him out doing whatever, the safety is key. And I think with Psycho Lewis, remember he had some type of minor setback with Psycho Lewis. I'm not trying to disrespect Psycho Lewis in any way, but I think Kamal, with all his experience in the bodybuilding world and with training, I think that's a good move, especially in the Tampa area as well. And yeah, I mean, Andrews is more old school. He's not big with social media. This man puts his head down and he puts the work in, and his job is just to show up and do what he needs to do. He don't talk much. He lets his physique talk. So I think it's a really good thing. I mean, I knew for a little while, you know, Kamal did let me know, but I don't ever say anything when people talk to me that he was here. So yeah, man, Kamal's going to do their thing. That team is going to get him ready.
Yeah, you're right, because I mean, we've done it so many times. We know exactly when we stop, when we push. So we're not like showing off like, oh yeah, we're pushing. No. I feel like, okay, you're okay. I can see it on him. If he's a little bit, we do back off a little bit. But yeah, he's great. He's feeling good. He's doing the job, man. He is doing. He knows he's been a top. So people that say I'm training, I'm not training him. I'm just pushing him, helping him. And I need, and for me, the same. When I went to Dubai, I need somebody to push me. I need somebody to be. That's the thing is, you have to have somebody that have enough experience to be there with you, to push you, and to be safe, like what you said, Phil.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So we're gonna see if this change, just switch up instead of going to LA and training under Psycho, going to Tampa and training there. We'll see if this is the final makes the change in Andrew Jack, because we all want to see him maybe win the Mr. Olympia one day, at least move up into that top 3, which we all know he can do. So hopefully he gets there. One thing I want to talk about quickly before we transition into Olympia updates, the lighting at the Europa Pro. Now, Phil, you watched any of the live stream at the Europa Pro?
Yeah, of course I don't like the backdrop, but yeah.
It was just horrendous, dark lighting again. And this is Dennis James' show, and he's a pro bodybuilder. He knows the stage. Like, you should understand that the athletes, we need to highlight the athletes, and just to have such terrible lighting. I wanted to kind of point that out a little bit. We're kind of running late here, so I don't want to talk about it too much. I had it as a topic I wanted to go in a little bit more, but I might do that separately. But it was just really bad. I just hope that these promoters just get better at lighting these shows, because it sucks. We pay for the pay-per-view, you spend money in it, and you can't even see the athletes because it's dark. I just light the stage properly is all we're asking for. So more updates too. I wanted to kind of quickly go into this new kind of series that I'm starting. And we actually did this with Phil Clayhar and in the Masters Olympia. And we asked ChatGPT who should win between Phil and Dorian. And ChatGPT had Phil as the winner. So it's quite interesting, and people are kind of grabbing onto this and kind of actually like the fact that you can just have an unbiased system, go through the poses and look at these athletes and make a decision. And so I did it. This is the first one I did with Nick and Derek, and ChatGPT broke it down and gave Nick the win in the back double. Now, do you guys agree that Nick is beating Derek in the back double? Come on.
In which show? I mean, I don't count.
This was the Pittsburgh Pro. This was the Pittsburgh Pro.
Yeah, there's a big question mark in Pittsburgh Pro. Simple.
What was the question mark? What's the question mark?
I mean, really, again, I mean, Derek, he wasn't in. We can beat it. We can beat it together with Derek.
Yeah.
Derek has to be not 100%, 150% spot on to win. All right,
Yeah.
because he has that genetic. Okay, his back is 100% good, 100% whatever. But from the front, he has a lot of issues. I mean, we always know his problems. So I think in Pittsburgh Pro, I say Nick should have won. For this double biceps from the back, I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, when you see the, I mean, Derek is a little bit wider from the back, but I think Nick was more sharper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what ChatGPT is saying, is that it agrees with you, Kamal, and your expertise. That's what I'm saying. Like, the power of ChatGPT is pretty crazy. That it's picking what we're picking, right? And so it's pretty wild. So I'm going to continue to do this series, the first of its kind on any YouTube or platform like this. So, and people are like, man, run with this, because it's so cool. We can cross-reference the judges. Okay, we can hold them accountable, because ChatGPT is. And I did this for the Europa Pro too. In between prejudging and finals, I was like, man, I don't know who's winning. Is it Quinton or is it Urs? So then I asked ChatGPT to review the mandatory poses between them, and it had Urs beating Quinton 6-2 in poses.
Yeah,
and
ChatGPT, it's no joke, bro. And you know what? I asked it, can it be used in professional judging? And it said, not this version. It will have to be the hybrid, and it will also have to work with the real judges. So basically, the hybrid with the real judges, it could really work very well. We know it's never going to be done. Okay, let's just make that clear. But ChatGPT is no joke. I mean, there's no emotions involved. This thing is just judging what it sees, and it knows. Trust me. Keep doing it, Matt. Keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it and just run with it, because it's gotten it right. It got it right before the show even finished. ChatGPT picked the right winner for the Europa Pro. So it's pretty insane. And it looks at the judging criteria. It uses that, and it inputs it, and then it spits it out and gives you who should potentially be winning the show. So a little bit of ChatGPT stuff. So you'll see more of that coming on the channel. We'll be doing recaps with ChatGPT, cross-referencing things. Hadi Choopan. Okay. I thought he had his visa, but I guess he doesn't. AJ put out information about Hadi getting his visa, and then that wasn't true. So AJ, come on, get it right. And he still doesn't have his visa, and we're now under 4 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. Kamal, have you heard anything about Hadi and the visa or anything?
I don't know. I will ask him. I will definitely ask him, because we text each other every now and then. I mean, I know Hadi since the amateur days. We used to compete against each other in Asia, because when I used to compete for Qatar and the world champion and all that. So yeah, we've done a lot of things together. But I will ask him. To be honest, I thought he had the visa. I thought he's got it.
No, Hani Rambad said on the video a couple of days ago, it's like, we still don't have it. It's taken longer than expected. Usually he's in the US 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit.
No, it's tough. It's tough, because even, I'm a Jamaican citizen. So even when I came back from Japan and landed in Seattle, it was, I want to say it was tough, but they took my cell phone and they brought me to the back room, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, Patty's with me. It was like, I was like, what the hell's going on? But they run everything, bro. They were running everything on me, and then they gave me my cell phone back and let me go. So it's going to be tough. I hope he gets in, but it's going to be they're really strict.
Yeah, especially what happened lately with Iran and
Yeah.
with all this the politics. I don't want to go there, but yeah, it does make it hard for the athletes because myself, I had some problems before because I'm a British citizen now. It's been like 15 years. Before that, I had a big problems as well when I issue a visa, apply, and whatever. I get really, really frustrated. I mean, it does even ruin my prep.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be thinking of am I gonna get the visa? Am I gonna not? I'm gonna be refused. I'm this, I'm that. So it doesn't help you at all mentally. So I know he's very, very training hard this year. He wants to get the title back. So I hope he gets it because I mean, imagine like the Olympia without Hadi,
It's
it's not gonna be the same.
no, man. It's just not going to be the true test of even Nick Walker, right? Like I want to see like now he's just going to leapfrog up there because Hadi's not. And I mean, it's not just like if he looks good, he looks good. He's going to be up there, but it's not the same. Not having that true test of Hadi up there against everyone else. So I really, really hope he gets there. And you're right. Is it going to affect him? Is it going to affect him mentally when he's training, stressing out about that? Is it going to, if he does get it, maybe it's last minute 1 week before the Mr. Olympia, then he has to like, because right now, hey, it's under 4 weeks now. So this is new to Hadi. Yeah. Usually he's here, he's done this year after year. Now this is the first year. It's different. So,
No,
is that going to,
There's 1 year he
oh
came
yeah.
late,
Yes.
real
Yeah.
late. And it did
Yes.
affect him in prejudging, but he came back in the finals and was much better. So
Yeah. Yeah. So it does affect it. It does affect. So there's different variables that are going to come into play here now with Hadi being delayed coming to the U.S. Quick question I forgot to ask this: do you think it's a good idea for Quinton to do the France Pro in 2 weeks to one last attempt?
no,
I mean,
no.
to be honest, if it's me, because it's an early qualifier for the next year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
Yeah. Yeah. After. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is.
yeah.
It is.
So I think he should get that done because he's ready. He qualify. He gets he earns a qualify, and then he's good the whole year. Lock it in because if he stops now and then he comes back again, I think he should do it and hopefully to try maybe his last one, whatever he's been doing, whatever he's done 4 shows, and then he's qualifying. Then he's got the whole year with him, and he just fill up again. So I think from if it was me, I would do it.
Phil, you're saying no. You shouldn't.
Because I see that his body, it was tired in this show. Because his best look was, I was sitting right there, was Tampa. In Texas, it wasn't there. That's why he dropped down to third, right? 4 shows. My personal limit is 3, and that's pushing it. To be on chemicals, I don't know. It's a good idea, but is his body really going to be able to with the traveling and the? I don't know. I mean, it's a good idea in theory, because coming back next year, like I told Patty, it's going to be even tougher to try to get your qualification next year. These guys they're getting better. And then you got Dino coming in possibly to open this year. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, theoretically, yeah, but it really depends where he's at, though, how he's feeling. His body just looked tired to me in this show. So it all depends. I just don't want him to do it, and then there's no change. I think Hassan is doing it, right? I think Hassan's doing it.
Hassan.
What show is
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah. Hassan. The France.
Yeah.
France
I
Pro.
mean, no disrespect to Hassan. Shape and structure could beat Hassan. It always has been that way. So if Hassan's the only competition he's going to have, yeah, I think he'll be able to pull it out. Not to disrespect Hassan in no way. But we're looking at the beautiful structure and the physique and the flow and all that good stuff. Of course, Quinn would take that show. But only if he's feeling good, his health is in check, and hopefully they're not pushing too much. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, Hassan. If it's Hassan, that's maybe the biggest name going into that show. If I was Quentin, I would do the France Pro. because I think he has a good shot at beating Hassan. And if Urs isn't doing it, which I think Urs is probably shutting it down, there's no point.
No, I think he's done. I think he's done for Olympia.
Yeah, and I don't think Samson's going to jump in there last minute like he did last year. I don't think he would want to do that and jeopardize. He did that. He did the guest posing, so he looks right on point. So yeah, I think, man, Quinton would, if he did the France, he could shut it down for the whole year, and well, he said he would have to do the Olympia. Well, no, he can't. So this is qualifying for next year's Olympia. So yeah, you're right. So it's next year's. Yeah, okay. Okay.
So he's gonna have a early year in front of him.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, but he needs to hire a coach. I think even for 2 weeks, I think he should hire a coach that he knows it will help him. I think it will help him. Even 2 weeks, it definitely helps.
I think even like Boss of Outlaw, just he's there in Europe. Just use him for 2. I don't know. I'm just saying someone close that's there until my pick is Chris Aceto. If he does the Olympia next year, I would to be with Chris Aceto.
Yeah, I think Chris is a good choice, but I don't think Chris will help him 2 weeks out. Chris doesn't do that.
Oh yeah. No.
He don't do last minute preps. That I do know.
Yeah. So that's.
But if he's desperate, Chris will definitely help him because.
So he would.
He said, "Oh yeah, I think he does it as like to help." I think he will do it. It's not like to be. He knows 2 weeks is nothing can change, but I think he can do something just to help him. It just he wants to do him not like a favor or whatever, but helping him. Yeah, and Chris, he does. He will help anyone, Chris. I mean, if you ask him, maybe he will say no, but I mean, say please, whatever I need you. The last 2 weeks, I think he will do it. Okay. I don't know, but I feel that he will. As Chris's heart or whatever, I think he will help him.
Okay,
that's if he wants to choose Chris.
Yeah. There's so much people going to help Quinton do this, so he continues to do it on his own. I know he has got bad taste in his mouth since Matt Jensen, so maybe that's why he's like, I'm afraid to work with anyone. But there's coaches that can help.
I warned him, Matt, about Matt. When I found that out, I called him straight up and I told him. And he was like, we're just going to give it a run. I'm not going to do everything he tells me to do protocol-wise. But I warned him from the gate. It wasn't a good idea. Yeah,
well, he had to learn the hard way, right? But didn't take your advice. But Samson Dauda, I posted a video today. You could see his face is the most sucked in I've ever seen it. And he has that mentality where you can see he's actually suffering now. He's low energy. He's barely getting through sentences. That's how, like, Phil, you just went through this. You were low carbs, 50 grams. You could barely get through the day, and you came in shredded and dry. That's what we want to see Samson Dauda come in. And you can see here, man, like he is dry already. And I'm super excited for Samson. Kamal, who is your front runner going into the Olympia? Are you having Hadi or even Samson, Derek? Nick?
Oh no, I mean Samson, because you know why? Samson, he's the most complete there. Yeah. And then always they say if he brings the condition, I know he's going to be smaller. He's not going to be as heavy as last year. If he's going to bring the condition, he's definitely going to be smaller than like heavy wise than last year. But we saw the guess was that he did 2 weeks ago. The whole social media said that's it. He's done. He's got it. Whatever. So we knew, even we heard it from like, what's his name? Steve Weinberg or Steve with the high people in the IFBB. I said, that's it. He's killed it. So if he be a little bit smaller, but he brings the condition, and that's what they want. They want a condition, and I think he's got the most complete guy he's gonna be. So I think still Samson, definitely.
Yeah. Phil, what's your thoughts?
Never changed.
Never changed.
I stay with the champ until that title's taken away from him. I'm going to pick him. What I'm seeing is somebody that's on a mission that don't want anything taken away from him. Listen, man, he's living the life. He has his gym at his house. He has a sauna. I mean, dude, he. The thing with when you win the Olympia, you have to stay hungry. If you don't stay hungry, it's going to get taken away from you. And this picture here, with his cross striations in his triceps, you know what I mean? To hell, I don't give two craps if he comes in smaller. If he comes in peeled and in great health, ain't no one beating this guy this year or the next.
Yeah. Agreed. Like I've been hard on Samson, but it's because I wanted to see him look like this. I wanted to see this from him because this is what's going to make him that Olympia that can dominate, right? And it isn't flip-flopping between different guys every year because they're not really solidifying themselves as the champion. And Samson lost it, right? Because he came into the Mr. Olympia and he was like 90% and he won. Just squeaked by Hadi, right? And he needs to come in like Ronnie Coleman did that year in 2003 three or something. Like, holy, so another level, like completely leveled up as a bodybuilder from the last show. And this is Samson's chance to do kind of pull a Ronnie Coleman and come in and look like an alien, like from another planet with the conditioning and the muscularity. And this is his time to do it. And I think we can see glimpses of his physique in the conditioning and the hardness. To me, he looks ahead of where Derek Lunsford is. He looks to be ahead of maybe even where Hadi is in some aspects. And so, and if he's on level, he's on the same par as Hadi, it's going to be crazy version. But Kamal did make a good point. He is going to come in downsized. And we're so used to seeing a big full Samson. And then we see him on stage and who knows, that was 6 weeks out when we saw him. He was still kind of had this, he's going to be heavier than he was 6 weeks out versus when he gets to Olympia. So if he even looks more downsized than that, is it too much of a downsize? And we're like, man, he doesn't look, it's not the same. He's not popping. The quads aren't as full. He looks a little lanky, a little stringy. He's shredded. And we all asked him to come in shredded, but now it's not the same Samson. And could that negatively affect his overall look compared to like a big Nick Walker or maybe a Derek that's peaked perfectly? Or if Hadi shows up and he's there, right? Like maybe there's a chance just I don't want it to backfire. I want it to work, but there's a lot of pressure for him to peak perfectly with his new look being downsized. Do you think that could?
Remember what I told you? I said, if he pushes it too much now, what I'm seeing here, he's there. I wouldn't try to push it too much more from here, but when he peaks, which I believe he'll peak the right way. I'm just going by my experience. I came down, I didn't want to come in the Master Olympia. I think when I competed with Kamal, I was almost 260, right? So I came in at this time around 245.6. So yeah, I lost a little bit of size, but I looked better condition-wise, right? So if he fills up, and my peak was really easy. If he fills up correctly and don't overfill, I think he's gonna be fine. If he push it any more than this, though, it could be a problem with the stringy look. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So hopefully he doesn't push it any more than this.
Yeah. What do you think, Kamal? Is there a risk that he comes in?
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Phil. I mean, really, he doesn't want to be. It could be because sometimes the judges, they will say, "Oh, you're too small." Yes, condition, but you are too small. Again, if they get somebody else small as well next to him with the same condition, and it's gonna be like, "Uh-oh, where are we gonna go now?" So yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to go less than that. Last year, he won it, which is when he's not 100%. I know that he lost the Arnold to Derek, so he knows what to do. He knows exactly what he's gonna look. So he's gonna bring better condition, and he will try to be like he's not as small as, but I think, yeah, you feel you're right. I don't think he need to be less than this one. Then when he fills up nicely. So yeah, but yeah, he's definitely got the chance to win it again.
Yeah. I just hope he peaks perfectly, because I really want to see him win. He's my front runner going to the Olympia. I'm probably going to pick him to win the Mr. Olympia unless I see some updates in the next few weeks that are like, holy shit, Hadi Choopan looks crazy. He posted a back photo and his glutes are shredded and stuff. And then maybe I might change my answer. But right now, I think Samson is really showing the best that we've seen of him. Before we wrap it up, Martin, people aren't talking about Martin. There's a lot of guys that just are not being talked about at the Olympia, and he's one of them. And he placed 4th last year. Do you think he still can be in that 4th place spot, or has the field changed too much, or not really changed too much, but is it just like he didn't perform that well this year and he's kind of out of the radar now because of that? Phil?
Man, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know if he's going to be able to land in the 4th spot. Like I said, because Nick is back now, and he hasn't beaten Nick this year. It's going to be hard, man. This show is going to be very, very hard to predict from, the top 4, top 5. We pretty much know where that's going to go. Could rotate either way, but I think it's going to be very hard. It's not because he's less than or not great enough. It's just going to be very, very hard. He has to find that sweet spot. When he came in earlier this year, he came in too big. He lost that pop he had when he took 4th. So he has to figure out where he wants to be, shape and condition wise, to see what he's going to nail. How far out is this picture here?
4 weeks out.
Yeah. I mean, looking at some of the other guys, you're looking at Nick and looking at Samson Dauda, Hadi Choopan. I don't mean to keep talking about Hadi because we don't know 100% if he's going to be here. God willing, I hope he is. I just don't see it right now. He has a fullness to roundness, but it's going to be very hard for him. That's all I can say.
Do we think Urs can beat Martin?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Like Kamal said, the back shot with her still needs development. This is the Olympia. We got to look at it. This is the Olympia. So we need that big round muscle. They're looking for round muscle and condition. I don't think it's possible, right? Not this year, because his back needs a lot of work. And we all know you got to have a back in these shows to be able to place well anywhere. So.
Yeah, Kamal, what do you think? Is he in the top 5 still, or?
I can't see it this year.
Okay, big call by Kamal.
Yeah, I can't see it this year. I'm sorry, because I think it's still early for him. I mean, he has to improve a lot more in his physique. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, last year, okay, like I said, Phil said, Nick wasn't there. With the improvement for the others, I don't think that he is gonna be.
Yeah,
I don't think he will be lucky if he makes 5th.
Okay. Yeah, because you could have Samson, and then let's say it's Hadi, and then let's say it's Nick in 3rd, and Derek in 4th, and then you got Andrew in 5th, and you got Brandon Curry may do something, and then it could be Martin in 6th. So yeah, you see right away.
Antonio Burton too is here this year. He wasn't there last year, and he has a crazy small waist. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, this year's going to be you don't know. I mean, the top 5, you can name top 5, who's going to be top 3 as well. But the rest is going to be very difficult, unless they have them next to each other, and then we wouldn't know. But just now, I mean, it's going to be difficult.
And then Derek, we'll wrap it up on Derek. He posted this. I don't want to play it because it'll lag my computer. But he's training quads here. You can see the striations in the side quad. So he's tightening up pretty quick. Derek, he's with Aceto, so he's got a good coach in his corner, and he can tighten up quick. Are you guys thinking Derek's going to be out of the top 3 if Hadi shows up?
I mean, go
ahead, Kamal. Go ahead, Kamal.
I mean, to be honest, the last update I saw from Derek, which is I think 6 weeks out, I wasn't happy with it. Happy with it, to be honest. Even because I speak to Chris, and I said, Chris, what's going on? He said, no, maybe the lighting is not good, but he's looking good. He's good. But me personally, I've seen Derek a lot better than what I saw him before. Like, for example, this picture. I mean,
right there.
It's I didn't like it. 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out, we should be a lot more than this. We're talking about the Olympia here, okay? We're not talking any other pro show. So the Olympia, 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, in my opinion, you should be ready.
Yeah, And Phil, go ahead. You were going to say something there. But Derek.
I said it before, I'm going to say it again. It's very, very, very hard. This is going to be his third show. He did he did Arnold, which he looked good. He looked incredible, very, very incredible. Pittsburgh, now the it's just too much. I don't think that it's the peaking process. I think it's too many shows. I think after the Arnold, he should have just shut it down. My opinion, even though he did win the Pittsburgh, that was a gift, in my opinion. I just think it's going to be very hard for him to nail what he brought to the Arnold to bring to the Olympia, because that's what he's going to have to do, if not a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to be his body's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, agreed. Like usually you can just tell, you can just see the body. You can see it 4 weeks out. Like, man, he's firing on all cylinders. Just like Samson looks right now. Holy shit, he's bringing it. You don't see that with Derek this time around. And he does look a little bit behind, but we thought that when he was going into the Arnold this year, like, oh, he's behind, and he looked the best he's ever looked. So, but like you said, Phil, he's done multiple shows. Is it wearing on his body? You got the pressure of trying to get back the title at the Mr. Olympia. That could affect you too. So we're going to see. Are the quads going to be up to par? Are they going to be downsized again? Look too small for his upper body?
That's the big thing with him. The quads has to stay. If they don't stay, and that's just my thing. Like, this far out, they would have to step on the gas a little bit starting now. And we got to watch the legs, because that's where he suffers when the gas is pushed. So, listen, man, Chris Aceto's a good coach, but at the end of the day, it's how our body responds. You can have the best coach in the world. If your body's not responding towards the tail end, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, agreed. And question from comment here. This will be Brandon Curry, William Bonek's last Olympia showing. Do you think it's going to be their last time doing the Olympia? Both Brandon and William Bonek. Come on, what do you think?
I think Bonek, I think Bonek definitely, because he did so many shows, he was just stacking up his purse just by watching him do all the shows. Yeah. He don't got to prove anything more, man. Bonek did what everybody thought it wasn't possible. He was going down, and this guy took a year off and just came back and kicked ass at his age. God bless him. Yeah. I think it is. Curry, I would say but we never know with Curry. But he has so much going on with the family now, his son, football, sports, being home. Being heavily involved with his wife now and the kids, helping, to basically take on some of the load. So, I think it may be both of their time. This might be their last Olympia.
Come on, what do you think with Bonek and Brandon?
I think the same. Yeah, that's it. I think because that's it. They haven't got not much to improve. They've done what they've got. I don't think they're gonna be improving more than that. So. I think even for the health wise, that's enough. You done what you have to do. You done great, guys. So you pushing it forward to be like, out of the top 5 Olympia is not good. If you are still in the top 5 of the Olympia, okay, I will go again and be top 5. But out of the top 5 for these names, especially two of them, I mean, William and Brandon, which has been Mr. Olympia before, I don't think so. Plus, like what I said, they have their family, their kids, they're growing up and everything. So really the time to give your family time, because we know in the prep, the earlier days, it just like we are selfish. We just ourselves. We don't really with the family. But now your kids are growing up. Really, I need to spend more time with my kids than just do a show, to be honest.
Yeah. You know what? But do you think it's because he's won 2 shows this year, I think? Did he win 2 shows this year? He's done so many shows.
William?
Yeah, he did too. He won 2. Yeah.
Won 2 shows, right? There's all these big young pros, and he got 2 of these shows this year. He won them. And so people are like, well, does he need to retire? Like, you're sure he's not going to be top 5, and maybe he'll be 7th or 6th at the Olympia, which is pretty respectable still. Does he need to retire? Because he not take advantage of this and come back next year and the sponsors and everything, and he's still in the limelight. He's getting attention. He's winning shows. If he can do it, he's a freak. Like Dexter did it all the way to 50-something one or something. Phil was able to win it, like, right? It's not like it's not.
I think listen, he has a lot of business stuff going on too. Bonek. Here's the thing: they need to raise the prize money for the Master Olympia so these guys could jump in it, because I think that's the next thing for them, honestly, right? And they need to raise this prize money. That's what they need to do. If they don't, then these guys they're not going to do it. And, depending on how things turn out at this Olympia, I just think, man, Brandon has been around so long. He's a very humble dude. I mean, do they really need to continue? What more do they have to prove? Nothing, right? They don't need the money, I don't think. So I think this might be it. I just think the Master Olympia needs to step up, start giving the respect to people that they fully deserve, and up that prize money and get some big names in these shows so the fans could be happy. So these guys can continue to compete outside of being in the Olympia. You know what I mean? You just got to be honest. I'm honest with myself. These guys are young. I don't want to push the necessary chemicals to be in the open anymore. I just don't want to, right? So let's get the Masters what it needs, the respect it needs, and get that money up so these guys like Brandon and Bonac and more others could jump in these shows and do it.
You said
I agree. Go ahead, Cole.
I can't see nothing. I agree 100%. You said
I don't see
it. It is. If they do like the prize money at the Masters Olympia, all these guys, they're going to do it. And then they will jump. There will be great, tough Masters Olympia again. And then everybody's going to be watching. Everybody's going to do it. And I would probably do it.
Okay. Question. What would you like to see the prize money be so that they can hear you and be like, okay, they're actually saying this is what we'd like to see as the prize money. What would you like it to be, Kamal?
At least 100K.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, 100K. And then if you don't want to do it, even like 212 or whatever, just one class, it's enough. It's Masters Olympia. And judge it the way it used to be judged the old days. The better physique, because that will save. I mean, come on, we're old. We don't want to push. We're going to be bigger. No. Say, okay, you're here. Be healthy. Just bring nice physique, nice shape, condition, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to judge you at that. We're not going to judge you as a mass monster. Mass monster live at the Olympia. And the Masters here, they just do one class, put the money from the 212, add it to the open, just one class, and be safe.
Yeah, and Kamal's 100% right. When I did the show, like I told you, Matt, the doses was very low, and my body didn't feel toxic. I was able to bring a great physique without tons of drugs. I felt healthy. I felt good. I just did my blood work 4.5 weeks post show. Everything came back absolutely excellent. That's the first time in a long time. That short period of time doing the blood work that soon. So it really matters being safe and taking care of yourself and doing the right things to do these shows. I think safety is key, just like Kamal said. We should be able to do these shows safe, not load up on tons of things. It's not about being big. It's about the shape, condition, the flow, the symmetry, all that stuff, and posing.
Yeah. You got Breon Ansley doing the classic physique this year. Do you think this is going to be his last time doing the classic?
He's doing the open.
No, he's doing. I think he's sticking with classic.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the what you call it, the 212. He's doing the open. Keon. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, he's doing the classic.
Yeah, but Keon's 45, or not Keon. Breon Ansley is 45 years old, and if you're saying, like Kamal was saying, we'll just do the one class, then Breon, it's Keon Breon necessarily couldn't do the Masters. I guess he'd have to do the Masters.
No, you should get rid of the 212. I mean, they could have the classic. Get rid of 212 and give more money towards the open, right? But Breon, I think Breon will do very well. She'll win the Masters, in my opinion. I mean, I think this Olympia is going to be a little bit too much for him.
Yeah. So that was the question there. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up there. We'll go over our hour here, so I don't want to take it on too long, and it's late for Phil and Kamal over there in Florida. So we'll wrap it up, man. This was a great one. We're getting close to the Olympia, so this is going to be the next live shows that we do, man. We're going to get really into these Mr. Olympia breakdowns because there's going to be lots of updates and lots going on. So I'm excited for it. But
hey, Kamal, thank you very much, brother. It's greatly appreciated. I like having the best of the best on here. I respect Kamal to the utmost, man. I train with him. I competed against him, kicked my ass every time. But at the end of the day, man, we're still brothers. I mean, we compete for fun and we do our job. But out of anybody I've stepped on the stage with, more than anything, I respect Kamal. He's a family man. He's a great brother. You know, he's spiritual. And thank you very much, man. I really appreciate
No,
you coming on tonight.
thank you, Phil. I mean, this is our sport. That's what we actually. This sport has made us. To be honest, if it wasn't bodybuilding, we don't know each other today. I wouldn't be here. That's why sometimes we're really upset when we say something that against whatever that we don't. We're not against anybody. It's just something we're gonna support our sport. We want our sport to be the best. I know there's a lot of, gossips and all this and that, but we should say if something is wrong, just take it as an advice. Don't take it as an enemy. Take it as an advice. Try and correct it. If not, just throw it away. Don't be against me and don't make me I'm your enemy. So we love our sport. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep training. I'm gonna do it for. I've got my show. I think my next birthday, which is not a show. I'm just doing it for that day. I'm gonna show off what I'm looking like, which is gonna be 53
Awesome.
in November. So
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm gonna keep going. So and I hope everything will be well. And I'm wishing everybody at this Olympia, any other shows, they're gonna success. They have a good time, good health, and we enjoy. We enjoy.
Awesome. Well, that's a positive note we're going to leave off on. It doesn't get any better than that, man. Guys, I appreciate you. Kamal, Phil, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, take it easy.
See you guys.
Good night.
Thanks. See ya.
Thanks.